I'm Harvey Newton and I'm going to talk to you about racism in football. Football is one of the biggest and most popular in the world. It has grown from a small sport to a worldwide hobby. However, it could be suggested that with a growing problem, racism in football is becoming a sport for hooligans. This aggressive attitude is ever present amongst fans and players alike, and is not what football should be like. With recent cases like John Terry and Antoine Ferdinand and Luis Suarez and Patrice Evra, aggression is becoming evident and frowned upon by football critics. Former Man United boss Alex Ferguson stated in 2014, apart from last year, I don't think it is an issue and that he hasn't seen it in 20 years. Although Alex Ferguson is highly regarded, his bias is evident being a lover of football. Understandably, racism is not just a problem in football, but in many different sports, from amateur to professional level. However, no one can disregard it for this reason. It can have a devastating effect on young people seeing their role models behave like this because of skin colour. Racism is common in all football leagues, from the Premier League to the Bundesliga. Racism clouds over football and leads to supporters having noticed this getting worse as the years have passed. Sir Alex Whittingale, an MP of the FA, said, "We believe it is the FA's responsibility to lead and set an example for players and fans to follow all the way down to grassroots level. Evidently, the FA are trying to stop racism amongst players by finding them and giving them a long-term ban. Furthermore, the use of alcohol should be controlled in football venues. Alcohol is generally people's first excuse. The term 'I didn't mean it, I was drunk' is commonly heard, even more by some football fans who are too arrogant to notice the severity of their actions. Alcohol has proved to be a killer on the roads. More specifically, in one case in football, player Luke McCormack made a careless decision to drink drive, tragically leading to the death of 2 children. If alcohol was to at least be controlled in football, it could be estimated that both physical and verbal attacks could have, leading to a football environment that is less racist. Unbelievably, in English football, there have been some cases in which scouts have been told specifically not to sign Asian players, yet the FA claims substantial progress has been made. This is a sign of inequality in football, as the Asian players work just as hard as European players. In conclusion, unfortunately, enough evidence has been gathered over the years that football is becoming more racist as it's growing globally. The seemingly never-ending cycle of kids seeing their role models like this must end. Only we can do this by acting appropriately, and it is only when we do this will football become thoroughly enjoyable for all ages and race."
Okay, so you mentioned Luke McCormack. I know nothing about him.
Yeah, he's a footballer for Plymouth Argyle in League Two.
Okay, why is that relevant to?
Because alcohol leads to loads of different things in football, such as like racism, as I mentioned, which is obviously a major thing in football. There's been campaigns to get it out of football, obviously, because it's not right to racially abuse people in football, let alone anything else.
Okay. Where is the Bundesliga?
It's a German league, one of Europe's top 5 leagues.
Do they have issues, same sort of issues with racism over there like we do?
Yes, they have. It can be across any football league, from amateur to professional level, as I mentioned.
Okay, so why is Alex Ferguson so highly regarded?
Because of the things that he's done. Obviously, he's won 20 Premier League titles for Man United, and all the trophies that he's won, he's highly regarded. But obviously, it still can't regard the fact that racism is still around in football, and he can then use that as an excuse to make racism unacceptable.
Okay, thank you very much.